So I got an NBC article here talking about how Bernie Sanders is actually winning black voters under a certain age. I can't believe it. This is what I've been saying for months. I finally get a story that's stating what I've been trying to point at. Okay? What the actual story is here that I've been yelling for months. And it took fucking NBC to get it right. Nobody else is picking this up properly. Okay? Here is the truth that I've been pointing out forever. Clinton slays amongst older people of all demographics, while Sanders dominates amongst young people. Okay? Now that's not, every media story points that out. But the little sneaky part here that people aren't getting is that young black people are not voting. Okay? So you look at these states, you look at these results and you see, geez, Clinton got, 74% of black people. Well, in those same states, chances are that she got about 70% of people over 42, right? Doesn't matter where you go, she slays with old people, okay? Especially when you get over 55. She gets 70% of white people over 55, 70% of Hispanics, 80% of blacks. Like, she just kills with old people, right? She slays. But she loses by similar margins to young people, right? So if you look at some of these states, I think Illinois is a good example of that, where she won something like 70% of people over 45 and lost 70% of people under 45. Now I'm throwing numbers around. I haven't checked, but there's a lot of states that are like that, where she wins by the same margins that she loses by once you get to a certain age. But then the media throws around this idea that she's winning huge majorities with blacks, which is true if you believe, the data. And I have I'm a little concerned about certain parts of it, but let's not get into that, right? But then when you look at the data, you see this huge disparity in the number of young whites versus the number of young blacks. If you look at the black population, you end up with twice as many older people voting. A much larger disparity. Whereas if you look at the white population, you see a smaller disparity. And so that creates this perception that he's doing poorly amongst blacks, or that Clinton is doing very well with blacks, when the actual truth is that there's a demographic that's missing in the voting. If young blacks were voting, then you would see a much more even result amongst whites and blacks. She may still have an advantage, but it wouldn't be so dramatic, right? So the actual story here is that young black people are not voting. And that creates an illusion that Sanders is doing poorly amongst blacks, but if young blacks were participating at the same levels as young whites, the numbers would be far closer. So that's the question. And it's a real question. It's a serious question. It's something the media should be asking. It should be a big part of the coverage, because that's a serious question. Why aren't young black people voting? Is it voter suppression? They don't have the right kind of ID? There's certainly a lot of laws in a lot of places in the states that will prevent you from voting unless you have a certain kind of identification. Is it disconnection? They don't have the time? A lack of awareness? I'm going to vote for suppression. And that's an incredible irony in the coverage. Because where all of the media is suggesting that she's winning because she's doing very well with blacks, the truth may actually be something closer to the idea that she's winning because there are laws in place that prevent black people from voting. Yeah. So it's 10 to 4 already. Yeah. Kind of finished with a double dough last night. Or this afternoon. Yesterday afternoon. Crashed all afternoon. Didn't get any work done in here. And woke up before noon. Woke up before midnight. So we're doing a 30-31 blog today. It's going to have to be because I won't be back until after midnight. Unless I get some sleep this afternoon, which is probably not likely. So I didn't get anything done, and I woke up too early, meaning it's going to be a long day. Even worse than that was I woke up to a freezing basement. It was just like I was shivering. I had the window open all day to try to get some heat in, and I don't know what the hell he's got running up there, but it is just sucking all the heat out of here. So I cranked the heat up substantially. I'm starting to feel that now, so I'm trying to take it down a little. But damn, it was cold in here when I woke up. I managed to make some soup. I did it with the beans and the mushroom again. I used chickpeas today though, and it was a bit. I didn't need any of the tangy sauce because the chickpeas were a bit saltier and it was just a bit more yummy. Chickpeas definitely preferable to black beans, absolutely. It was like a mix of chickpeas and kidney beans and things of the sort. It was just more flavorful. I need to do shopping first thing in the morning. So it's almost 4. I gotta be out of here probably around 7:30. So I'm just gonna flounder for a few hours. I don't know. I kind of want to vacuum, but it's too early in the morning for it. So I think it's just gonna be kind of more like sitting. And actually maybe letting the temperature come down a little. It's set at 28. I just kept turning it up a little, and every time I felt like I don't want to feel the slightest bit of air conditioner. I don't want to know he has an air conditioner. I just don't want anything to do with it, right? So I don't want to feel it. I don't want to hear it. So it's got to come up real high in order to fight that. Like I say, hopefully I can get some heat in here. But I mean, he must have got a new air conditioner or something. Like he must have done something to change the situation. I don't know. Just because I'm not getting the same kind of flow in here. The air is coming out. It's being sucked out far more effectively than it was last year. Or maybe it's just not quite as warm this year as it was last year, right? I don't know. I know that I do believe I'm fully justified in cranking the heat if he's going to crank the air. I mean, think of it like this, alright? Let's say it's 26 degrees outside with plus humidity. He's, through, a contraption, reducing the temperature by, 5 or 6 degrees. So now let's say it's 21 degrees outside. Why don't I have the right to turn the heat up 5 to 6 degrees? If he's going to reduce the temperature by 5 to 6 degrees and have me, deal with the consequences of it, why don't I have the right to increase the temperature by 5 or 6 degrees and let him deal with the consequences of it? I mean, I don't want the temperature in here at 20 degrees. Like, sure, it's overnight. Temperature cools down overnight. But the temperature's hot in the day. What's the difference? Anyways, my battery's out, so I'm going to stop. But it's nice and warm in here with the temperature at 28. Fuck you. Okay. He's got to lose some weight. So it's about 20 to 7 in the morning. I'm doing an early grocery run today. Probably because I want to pick my pills up right at 8, which is, I'm out completely, so. And I take them at 8, midnight 4. Well, sorry, midnight 8, 4. So, the store opens at 8, right? It was also partly why I wanted to switch to one of the all-night stores this month, but it doesn't make any difference this month. So I'm heading down to the furthest store because it's open the earliest. The far store's open at 7. I won't get there quite for 7. 20 after, or after, something like that. I won't be in there long though. I'll be out quickly, so I should be able to get to the other store very close to 8 o'clock. I'm gonna want to take a swing back again, but it's actually kind of chilly this morning. Then again, I've been sitting in a very warm basement all night, so it has something to do with it too. I think it's around 20 degrees. I'm sure it'll warm up quick once I get a coffee and start walking. But yeah, that's the plan this morning. So the first one run was pretty mild. I forgot to take a shot of this before I left, but it was really honestly just down to soy milk, margarine, and broccoli stalks. I picked up some Caesar dressing, some mustard, some mayo, and quite a bit of ice cream. I got all 4 of those ice creams and some strawberries. The main reason I went down there this morning was for the Caesar dressing for the spaghetti, but I also thought it would make sense to get some ice cream before it gets too warm, because I was going to have to transit a good distance anyways. So that has been accomplished. It's after 9. I'm going to take run 2, and if I'm lucky, well, no, I'm going to have to bring the cart back and get some salami on the way back. So there'll be at least a third run. Maybe if I do that, I'll go to the other store last. What I'm hoping is that I can get some cheese at the Food Basics. But I'm also having a second thought about how I'm going to do this, because I don't know how long this spaghetti's going to last for, right? The spaghetti, if I budget it for 14 days, then that means I'm going to need to buy extra, like, eggs and stuff. But if I budget it for 21 days, see, is it 7 or 10? I don't know. And it's going to depend on a bunch of stuff, you know. I know that oftentimes when I make my spaghetti, I make it a little bit more than I need, right? And then I end up putting it away and then eating it, you know. And then, like, sometimes I get 2 meals out of 1. If that's the case, then that could last me the whole month, right? It depends on the weather, how much I'm eating, you know, how active I am, all these kinds of things. So I'm thinking that probably the best thing for me to do is just buy I bought some condiments. I guess I didn't really need to buy the mustard or the mayo, so that's what, 2, 3 is $5. I could have wasted $5 there. But it's, I could end up wasting a lot more, right? Like, I may not need to buy eggs, or hot sauce, or a lot of that other stuff. My tomato budget might be lower. So, that needs to kind of be my focus, right? Let's just get the spaghetti stuff, and then I'll reevaluate some way through the middle of the month. And so long as I'm being frugal about the shows, which means, you know, like, don't buy chocolate bars after the show, you know, don't buy chips after the show, maybe chips sometimes, but, you know, don't buy a pizza on the way home, you know, that kind of thing. As long as I'm, you know, moderately frugal about that, I think I should be fine in ensuring that I have enough. What I want to do is I want to do a sort of a rule of thumb kind of thing. And then I'll reevaluate through the middle of the month, right? So bagels are another thing I might not need to buy at all. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to reanalyze my grocery list before I go back out. The other thing is that it might, instead of buying like all this extra stuff, for my regular meals, it might make more sense for me to buy another pack of spaghetti, right? If it ends up being that each of those lasts me 10 days, well, it's $2 for spaghetti. That'll be cheaper than buying eggs and bagels and everything else, right? So, and that might be what I need to ensure I can do everything I want to do this month. So that's my current plan, is to figure that out first and then go back out. At least 2 more trips. So that was actually a very nice haul. I got some good-looking strawberries for cheap. The cheese was on sale at the Food Basics, which saved me a walk. I got lots of strawberries. I got everything pretty much for the next 10 days, 10 to 12 days. Which means I've ruled out the idea of going to that show on the 4th. That was the chiptune all-night dance party. It's the kind of thing that I do if I've got extra money to blow. And or are bored, or am bored, or like just haven't gone out in a while or something like that, right? It's not the kind of thing that I'm going to do if I have a heavy show schedule and I'm actually a little low on cash. It's crazy. It's a crazy idea, right? I'm going to go over there. I'm going to, drink too much, dance around for a few hours, and then I'm going to be stuck there until 9 o'clock in the morning. It's just bad logistics all the way through, right? So that's scratched out, which means that I'm going to go to the show tonight. I'm going to go to the show on Thursday. So that's the 2nd, 31st and the 2nd. And then I'm going to have a good 12 days, 10 days anyways, to actually just do some work. I haven't had 10 days off from shows since February. No, there was 10 days between Sunlux and you know what? That was the last time I got anything done. So I think that's really what I want right now. In fact, I might not even go on the 2nd. Tonight, I'm going tonight. I'm planning on going tonight. I might fall asleep, to be honest with you. But that'll allow me to evaluate where I am cash-wise around the 14th. It'll let me see how much spaghetti I've eaten, how much spaghetti I have left, if I have any left. How much I'm going to spend on this or that for food. And then I'll be able to sort of make those choices, right? So this will do me for the first half of the month for sure, and then I'll have to analyze it once I get there. Worst case scenario, I might have to drop a show. Best case scenario, I'll be able to fit everything in. But the one on the 4th is I'm not going to that, and I'm not going to the one on the 17th either. It's both crazy. Unless go buy my records, send me some cash. Maybe I'll go if you do that. But I mean, it's silliness. And as I pointed out before, if I drop a show, it'll be Screaming Females. So, yeah. So I got that worked out. So let's get this away. I gotta go. I don't need to go to the other store, so I'm just gonna go drop off my cart, pick up some salami and some spaghetti bread. I'm not sure we had to talk. No, we were having spaghetti. That's right. Yeah, we did the spaghetti thing. Yeah, we were halfway done the spaghetti. That's right. Yeah, that'll be it for that. Should be home then before noon, anyways. Take a shower and do some laundry, and then get ready to go. Hey, you want to take air pollution? Seriously? Why don't we have a talk about the smell of rotting dog shit? Because when you get hot days like this, and you've got dog shit rotting in your yard, I don't care if you've got it in a bag, and a little pail or something. The stench is just unreal. Okay. There's lots of things that smell bad in the city. Granted, okay, but rotting dog shit's got to be just the worst. And Windsor, there's a lot of dogs in Windsor. It's I've mentioned this more than once. I think it might have something to do with like people see them as like protective, right? Paranoia. Not because it's a dangerous place, right? Well, if you live in a kind of a bubble, you might think it is, right? So, I have an idea. If you cannot consider or conceive of the idea of letting go of Fido, if you must hold on to this filthy thing, why don't we try cryogenics for the shit? No, I'm serious. Put your dog shit in the fucking freezer. Okay? And like, every once in a while, drive it off to, I don't know, some farmer's field or something and dump it. Alright? Just please, don't leave your dog shit on the fucking side of the road. It's the most horrifically disgusting thing to walk through. You know, and this is a city where you've got, you know, a significant level of smog. You know, you got cars, you got all the other things that smell. The dog shit overpowers all of it. Okay. You've got bacon grease roasting in the hot sun. It's got nothing on fucking dog shit, okay? Please. You know, be cognizant of that. How would you feel if your neighbors took a giant bucket of human shit and put it on the side of the road? What would you do if you saw them do that? Hey guys, this is a giant bucket of shit. I'm just gonna put it on the side of the road. How would you react? You would flip out. So why is it different when it's dog shit? It shouldn't be. If you can find some kind of a freezer to put it in, it'll mostly avoid it from decomposing, well, entirely, and largely avoid the smell, or at least localize the smell to your place, so that your neighbors don't have to fucking smell it. Yeah. Anyways, I'm home. Stop rambling about dog shit now. I got so irritated about the fucking dog shit that I forgot to go get some Doritos. I've worked myself up a bit of an appetite walking around all morning. And it is all morning. I left before 7. It's close to noon. So, it's actually lunchtime. That's a rare occurrence for me to... Damn it, he's in here somewhere. Only a finite number of keys. It's a process of elimination. Of course I drop it, thereby starting the process again. There we go. This is a solvable problem. Can be certain of that. I don't have nothing exotic there. Anyways, someone will use God'll. No, you literally could not. It's like the definition of God'll. It's arithmetic. It must be solvable. Anyways, then again, it may be a true statement that. No. Anyways, someone will. If you can bullshit me on that, do it. Anyways, I got so pissed off about that dog shit that I forgot to get some Doritos. I just have worked I'm hungry, and I don't really. See, this is the thing with my spaghetti plan this month is that making a meal is a process. So if I want something quick, I'm kind of SOL. Bar taking a run to the McDonald's or the store to get some Doritos. I'm going with Doritos this morning. This afternoon, I suppose, almost. Um, this is an extraneous meal. There's no question. I need to keep those to a minimum this month, but right now it's I think very much called for, and will be absolutely enjoyed once I get back in and able to sit down and eat it.